Where are the cheapest areas to live here in Phoenix, Arizona? I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Affordability is a problem here in Phoenix, Arizona. It's not the most expensive place to live, but it's definitely not the cheapest. I actually did a video and I'll put a link below, but it does talk about Phoenix affordability in general compared to other metropolitan areas in the United States. But today we're diving into Phoenix Metro. We're looking at specific cities and suburbs that are more affordable. Hi, I'm Courtney. I'm a realtor from Real Broker, here to share with you all things Phoenix. Now, when we look at Phoenix Metro, we can see from a buyer standpoint, the median home sale right now as of April 2023 is gonna come in around $425,000. Now, rent, on the other hand, is going to be about $2,100. And this includes single family homes, apartments, townhomes. I do just wanna throw out this disclaimer. When you look at the rental, and then if you look at what your mortgage or monthly expenses would be if you bought a home, that rental price is going to be cheaper. So I don't necessarily want to push someone into buying a home, particularly if you are not financially maybe in a position where it would make sense for you to purchase a home. Also, if you're not planning on living in this home for, let's say, 3, 4, maybe even 5 years, it's probably gonna make more sense for you to actually rent a home. Now, if you aren't sure with your specific circumstance if it makes more sense to buy or rent, please reach out. I'm available by text, phone call, email, whatever's easiest for you. And I promise I will not push you into buying a home, because at the end of the day, I wanna make sure everyone's in the best financial state that they can be and that they have good quality of life. So these 5 areas that I picked today, the reason I picked them was location, quality of life, things to do. I do have a few honorable mentions. One of them is Sun City area. This is on the northwest part of town. If you are planning on snowbirding here and you're looking for more of a 55+ community, this is a great area to explore that's a little bit cheaper. It is further outside of town. Another area is Maricopa. So this is on the south side of Phoenix. Now, if you're commuting into central Phoenix, this is probably not the most ideal area to live, but it really is a cute town, and you do have your basic things there like Walmart, grocery stores, etc. And if you are working more on that southeast side of town, let's say Chandler, it is doable to commute to and from there. It's not terrible to get in and out of Maricopa. Another area I do want to bring up is Apache Junction. Now, Apache Junction is based right on the bottom of Superstition Springs Mountains, and it's absolutely gorgeous there. Now, if you have family or you work more in central Phoenix, it's probably not the most ideal place, but it is a beautiful region. And I will tell you, you can buy a house here that's comparable to some of these fancy mansions in like North Scottsdale area, just as beautiful views and a way lower price tag. So the first city I want to talk about today is Tucson, Arizona. So this is directly west of central Phoenix. And if you can see on the map right here, the key to this location is the accessibility. You are right off the 10, our main highway that cuts through Phoenix east to west. For rents, I would give it a B+ in Tucson. So your median rent is actually just shy of the Phoenix median rent, and it comes in at $2,050. Now, Tucson is up and coming, but it is a really small area, a small town. It's actually the smallest community that we're gonna be looking at today. So with that comes less options for rentals. Now, there are some apartments. You're looking at more that $1,500, $1,600 range, where a single family home to rent is gonna be starting in the low 2000s. Now, as far as buying a home, the median home price as of April 2023 is $388,000. So this price range is gonna get you more of a starter home, maybe a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. Something to keep in mind, this area is growing, so we are seeing new construction there as well. Now, overall, Tolleson is definitely a quieter suburb. It's almost even more of a rural feel to it. I have a feeling it's going to be changing over the next handful of years, but the key to Tolleson, it really is the location and freeway access. So the second city we're gonna talk about is Buckeye. Now, Buckeye is further west. If you keep going on the 10, you're gonna run into Buckeye, and it is one of the fastest growing cities, not just in Phoenix, not just in Arizona, but actually in the United States. We're seeing several planned communities come to this area. There's new shopping centers. There's plans for Banner Hospital to be opening in 2024, which is bringing in a lot of jobs. And of course, there's several other industries that are coming to Buckeye. And the reason for this, land was pretty cheap there and still is fairly cheap. So it's bringing in a lot of industries. When we look at the market of Buckeye specifically, now we are seeing that there's a lot of demand. There's a lot of people moving here, but there's also been a lot of construction. So there's not quite as much competition for homes as there are in other areas like, let's say Gilbert or Chandler. It's just not quite as competitive, which could be to your advantage if you're buying a home. Now, if you're renting a home, the median rental price as of April 2023 is $1,900. Now, if you're looking for more of a simpler apartment and you're okay with living in something maybe a little outdated, a little older, you can find something in that $1,300 to $1,500 range. However, when you start to look more for single family homes, you're gonna see it kind of sneak up into the high teens. You're probably looking at $1,800 to $1,900 for a more of a starter home, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Now, if you're buying a home, the median home price there is $385,000. Now, if you are okay with buying a condo or a slightly older home that does need some repairs, you might be able to find things in the higher 200s, lower 300s. There are quite a few nicer homes there too. There's even some $1 million, $1.5 million homes in the area. Now, Buckeye is pretty far west of Phoenix, so that is something to take in consideration if you are going to be working in Phoenix or planning on spending quite a bit of time in downtown Phoenix. You can see on this map right here, the distance isn't short. And if you are in traffic, that could take you some time. So definitely consider that if you're planning on living here and commuting to downtown Phoenix. Now, Buckeye is also tucked away in between the White Tank Mountains, which is on the north side. This is a great area for hiking, beautiful recreational area. And then south of it, you have the Straya Mountains, another spectacular area to spend some time outside. Okay, so let's talk about city number 3, and that is Glendale. So Glendale is home to the State Farm Stadium, which actually hosted the Super Bowl earlier this year. Now, I do want to point out Glendale is a very large area population-wise and also just geographically wise, you can see here. So there is a lot of variety of homes and rentals in this entire region. This doesn't apply to Glendale, but all the areas that I'm going to discuss today. Definitely do your research on crime in schools, particularly if you're raising a family. Now, there are 2 websites I really like to use for looking at crime. You have crimegrade.org, and you can see this general here on the map. So green indicates safe, and then yellow, red is higher crime area. So this gives you a really good general depiction of what's going on into the city. Now, if you are looking more specifically into a certain neighborhood zip code, then what I would then do next is go onto Neighborhood Scout. So Neighborhood Scout, you can dive into more specific areas and it'll give you information on how much crime is happening, what type of crime, etc. So this is just a great source of information. I'll link both of these websites below. Now, as far as schools, I'll post a few websites below too, or add the links below. I also think another great way to learn about the school districts is Facebook groups, because people are very, very candid and open to their opinions on school districts. Now, as far as rents go in Glendale, the median rent price as of April 2023 is $2,100. Now, this isn't terribly low, but when we break down certain sections, like if we look more at the southeast area of Glendale, you're gonna find some older homes and some cheaper apartments. You could probably find an apartment for around $1,300. Now, as you go further north, you are probably gonna find newer construction and the price of rent is gonna go up. An apartment is probably gonna go up to probably about $1,500. Now, as far as median sales price, you're looking at $396,000. Now, Glendale is a really large area, as I mentioned before, and with that, you have a lot more options. Now, if you're looking for something under $300K, Glendale probably is gonna have something to offer, not a lot, but you might be able to find, a older apartment or a townhome that's in that range. Now, I would say if you're looking for more single family homes that you don't have to do a lot of work on, you are looking at $350 plus for more of a simple starter home. So we're gonna switch gears and actually go to the east side of Phoenix now, and we are gonna look at the Queen Creek Santan Valley region. Okay, so this area is pretty far from Central Phoenix, so keep that in mind. You are most likely not gonna wanna make that commute. It does depend how far down you are from the 202, but I will tell you, if you're down in that Santan area, your commute is gonna be an hour with traffic, an hour and a half. It is not necessarily close to Phoenix. However, it is a great family environment and it is growing significantly. It's very much like Buckeye. We're just seeing so much growth in this area. And it is also one of the fastest growing cities in the United States. So for rent in the Queen Creek Santan Valley region, you're looking around $1,900. Now, I would say if you're looking, this is more of the single family home price. If you're looking for more of an apartment, 1 to 2 bedroom, you're at $1,500 to $1,600. Something to keep in mind about this area though is most of the construction is really new, and particularly with these apartment complexes. So you're getting pretty nice finishes for that price. And the houses too, the lots are a little bit bigger, the square footage is a little bit bigger, so you're getting better bang for your buck down in this region. Now, the median sale price in Queen Creek Santan Valley area, it comes in at $439,000. So this may not seem terribly cheap compared to some of the other areas we were talking about, but you are getting a newer home, larger lot, more square footage in your house. Something to keep in mind too is if you look at the map, starting at Queen Creek and then going down to Santan, the further southeast you go, the further away from the city you are, prices are gonna start dropping. You're gonna get better bang for your buck. Building a lot down here. There's more restaurants, there's more recreational opportunities. If you're outdoorsy, there's the Santan Mountains right there, which are great for trail running, mountain biking, hiking. So if you're okay with being that far from Central Phoenix, it really is a primo spot. There's also an airport not too far away. Now, not all major airlines fly into this airport, but I have been able to find some decent flights out of Mesa Gateway. Okay, so what is my top city that I'm gonna talk to today? So Mesa, Arizona is huge. It's actually comprised of 500,000 people. Now, if you look at this map, Mesa's kind of oddly shaped, and there are many sub-communities within Mesa itself. Just like I mentioned earlier in the video, definitely, if you are interested in Mesa, I would definitely look at crimebreak.org and then Neighborhood Scout, and then also some of the school links that I'm gonna post below. So the median rent comes in at $2,100. Now, you can find an apartment for $1,100, $1,200. These are gonna be not the most upgraded apartments, and they're gonna be slightly older. Now, if you go further east outside of the city, some of the newer apartments are gonna be higher. You're gonna see them more in the $1,500, $1,600 range. If you're looking for a single family home, again, it varies depending on what area you are in Mesa, but typically you're looking in that $2,200 to $2,300 range for a single family home. Now, the median sale price comes in at $439,000. Again, the sale price varies greatly across the city. You'll see some mobile homes that are 100K in these 55 plus communities. And then you'll go towards more Eastmark on the southeast side, and you're gonna see these brand new homes that might be $700,000-800,000. Now, I am gonna show you a home here. This is more in the main central area of Mesa, and this is about $400,000. You know, more of your standard 3-bedroom, 2-bath house. Now, Mesa has a great downtown area with lots of coffee shops, shopping, breweries. The vibe there has really grown on me. It's not as cookie cutter as some of these surrounding areas downtown. It's just a little grittier, a little more character to it, and really good food there as well. Mesa also has quite a few 55 plus communities in this more southeast area above the 60. 55places.com is a great website to check out if you guys are more interested in these 55 plus communities. Now, if you guys have any other questions on affordability, rental comps, or home prices in Phoenix, please don't hesitate to reach out. I really love talking about this stuff. Call, email, text, whatever's easiest for you. Now, if you have found any of this information helpful, please like or subscribe. It does help me quite a bit in growing this channel. And if you have anything to add, comment below. I would love to hear from you, and I want to make this a community. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I hope to see you in Phoenix. Take care.